Hey guys, my name is Dean. Welcome to MFY Yoga. In this video, I show you a yoga core activation warm-up for dressage. This video is dedicated to Mike Minore, a longtime client and member of the MFY Yoga Launch Group. And Mike does a very specific type of horseback riding called dressage. And in order to do this properly, you have to have a ton of body control. So this workout focuses on developing that body control and warming up your body so that when you get onto the horse and you start doing your routine, your hips are nice and loose, but the muscles in your hips and your core are also activated. So it's kind of a balance between getting the muscles activated, but also lengthening them so that you don't have any tightness in your lower back. So I'm gonna show you how to do that with just 4 exercises here. Let's get into it. So the first thing I'm gonna have you do is lie down on your back, and we're just going to do a simple breathing exercise to focus on activating your core, activating your transverse abdominals. And these are the muscles that help you balance. These are the deep core muscles that help you balance. So I'm gonna have you bring your knees as close to your shoulders as you possibly can. And you can bring your hands on top of your knees. And you're just gonna take a big inhale here and expand your chest up as much as possible, so lifting your belly. And then as you exhale, pull your belly button toward your spine. Squeeze out all the air that you possibly can. Inhale, fill up your lungs, lift your belly. All the way to the top, keep inhaling. And then exhale. Pull the belly button toward your lower back, squeeze out all the air, tighten your core as much as possible. One more. Exhale, squeeze it all out. Now, I recommend you do about a minimum of 5 of those and maybe 10 total before your warm-up to make sure that your core, to make sure that you've gotten through that and your body is warm. All right, next one I'm going to show you is a boat with leg extensions. So you want to have your hip flexors activated while you are riding. So these are the muscles that connect your hips to your torso. Very important in anything, but particularly in controlling your core. So you're going to lift your knees up like this, and we're going to flatten out your back as much as possible. We're actually going to sit somewhat forward on your sit bones. So you're going to feel a lot in the hip flexors and your abs. Now you can use your hands on either side of your hips to get a little bit of extra lift and make sure your back is flat. And then here, just because I also want to help out your hamstring mobility, you're going to extend your legs forward as you exhale. Inhale, bring your heels back in. Exhale, extend your legs. Now as you're doing this, the knees stay lifted. So the reason why we're doing these leg extensions is to help with your hamstring mobility. We want to make sure that your lower back is nice and loose as you're doing this. So these extensions of your leg is going to help loosen up your hamstrings, and that's going to relieve tightness in the lower back. So you can do maybe 5 or 10 of these, and you're welcome to use your hands on either side of you if you tend to get tired while doing this, which is pretty normal because that's a difficult exercise. But this is a great way to activate your core, turn on your hip flexors, but also open up your hamstrings at the same time. Next exercise we're going to do is a lizard with a hamstring curl. So a lizard is basically a lunge. So we're going to get into a lunge, but instead of resting on your knee, I kind of want you to rest on just the top of the thigh. So you're going to kind of roll over the kneecap and kind of rest on the thigh there instead. If that's painful, what you can do is use a sweatshirt or a pillow or a cushion of some sort, and you can put that under the knee if you have pain there. All right, so we've got the knee over the ankle and the front foot. We're driving down through the right hip. So the whole right hip, the glute, is engaged. And then we're going to squeeze your left heel in toward your glute, doing a hamstring curl. So take an inhale here. As you exhale, squeeze your left heel toward your butt. Inhale. Let your leg come out. And then exhale, squeezing your heel in toward your butt. So this is activating your hamstring. We also want to work on squeezing your glute as you're doing this, and that's going to help open up your hip flexor as well. So we're doing a lot of muscle activation here, doing something that's not typically done in yoga, but would be very applicable to you if you're a horseback rider. All right, so we're going to do 5 of those on both sides. Again, let's do this one more time, and you see this from a different angle. So I'm in a lunge, knee is over the ankle and the front foot, and I'm just going to squeeze my heel toward my butt as I exhale. So I'm inhaling to tighten, to get ready. And then as I exhale, squeezing my heel toward my butt, tightening my right glute, and then releasing with the inhale. Exhale, squeeze back in. Squeezing your glute, squeezing the hamstring, coming back out with the inhale. Exhaling, squeezing back, and releasing. All right, so I'm going to recommend you to do 5 total of those on both sides. And then to finish off, we're going to do a slow side shuffle. And this one is really good for improving your glute activation, working on your core, and it's also very good for mimicking what you do once you're up in the saddle. It's also going to help with your hip stability and controlling one hip at a time. So you're going to start at one end of the mat with your feet about shoulder width distant. Hinge your hips. So I'm going to have you pull your hips straight back. Try to keep your knees directly above your ankles, and then you can kind of lean forward with the shoulders, but keep your back flat. So if you look at me from the side here, my back is flat. I shouldn't feel any tension in the lower back. I should feel this in my abs. And from here, you're just going to slowly side shuffle, keeping your hips facing straight forward, maybe hovering your foot for half a second or a full second as you walk across the mat. Again, very important here, keep your hips facing straight forward. Don't let your hips turn out or turn in as you step. And this is going to really help with your glute activation, but more importantly, it's going to help with you keeping your hips stable, especially as you use your hips independently of one another. And that's really important in dressage. So you're going to move all the way to one end of the mat. And then once you get to one end, you're going to walk to the other end. Now, as you're doing this, if you want to increase the difficulty of this, if you're not feeling this very much, you can sit down a little bit lower, and that will make it more difficult. But make sure that you can keep your hips facing straight forward as you're doing this. If you notice that your hips start to turn out, if you lift one leg, then maybe you're going a little bit too deep. So again, keep the hips squared forward, move slowly, move with control, and this is really going to help getting your body ready, getting your hips ready, getting your core ready. And then one more thing, so you're just going to go back and forth once. If you want to go back and forth twice, that's fine. I want you to look at me from the side here though. So notice that my hips pull straight back, my knees stay pretty much above my ankles, and my back is totally flat here. So if you notice that you start to round your back as you do this, so if you look at me now, you can kind of see my back rounded, that's going to put a lot of pressure in your lower back, and that's what we want to avoid. So make sure that you keep your back neutral, right? So your back is flat. You're feeling this in your pelvic floor area, so your lower core and your abs, and not feeling this in the lower back. And that's what you want to maintain as you walk from side to side in this slow side shuffle. And that's it. So there's 4 exercises. That whole routine, once you break it down and speed it up, can probably take you about 5 minutes total. But that's really going to help you with hip stability, core control, and keeping your lower back loose if you are a horseback rider and you do dressage. So again, this video is for Mike Minore, a member of the MFY Yoga Launch Group. And we have a new MFY Yoga product coming out, a new workout program called Yoga Strong. This DVD will be live on Amazon on Saturday, April 7th. To learn more, go to manfulyoga.com/yoga-strong, and you can save up to 40% savings if you join our Body by Yoga VIP list at manfulyoga.com/BBY-VIP. If you're watching this video and you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe to my channel. We put out tons of content like this on a very regular basis. Right now we're uploading 3 or 4 videos a week, And all of this stuff is content that you can use to immediately improve your fitness, to implement into your existing workout routines, to use at the end of your workouts, at the beginning of your workouts, or as standalone workouts. And we also try to encourage you to live a healthy lifestyle. So we put out some lifestyle videos as well. Again, my name is Dean. This is Manful Yoga. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.